Today we're gonna eat at some celebrity eateries in New York that have gained fame due to popular TV shows and see if they live up to the hype. We've got Gordon Ramsay fish and chips in the heart of Times Square. Now there are 4 of these in the United States. This opened back in December. Will it be worth it or is it gonna be a kitchen nightmare?
To me, you run a hole of a kitchen yourself.
No,
okay?
no.
Off. Is this the kind of spot you two would normally eat at?
Not at all, actually.
I've never eaten fish and chips in New York, actually.
I don't remember the last time I ate in Times Square.
And Gordon Ramsay, what are you thinking about this spot?
Celebrity chef, let's see what he got.
Good cooking, angry guy.
And if you're curious, this has a 4.1 on Yelp.
Oh, that's actually pretty good.
It's mediocre. For New York, I don't know.
The door looks like a phone booth, like the ones in London.
All right, my first impressions, I definitely feel like they're catering to tourists here, like this little fake British world. How are you? Want to get 2 of the fish combos?
Okay, 2 sauces for each, please.
I'll do Gordon's tartar, curry and mango for 1, and then let's do sriracha aioli and Gordon's tartar for the second. $47.86. All right, well, I have to say they dressed it up very nicely, like A for presentation.
This is a really nice, presentable box. Everything, the fish looks really fried, but it looks really good, actually.
What do you think about the size of the fish and chips?
It's pretty good, actually.
One of the biggest complaints here that I've heard is that you're paying $18 for each of these boxes. It's basically a Times Square tax. All right, let's try it. My big issue here, and this is an issue I saw in a lot of the articles written about it, doesn't have much seasoning. I think like these were made to be dipped in the sauces and they really didn't want you to overdo it. I mean, yeah, I could add a little bit of lemon right now if I want. Maybe that'll help, but I didn't get a lot of flavor in that first bite. What did you think?
It was not flavored, but the fish is soft. I like the look of the fish, but I'm a sauce girl, so I always dip a lot of sauce for my food.
Go with the curry and mango. I think
that sounds really good.
I think this is gonna change things up a lot. Let's try with some sauce now.
It's much better. I got a lot of fish in here. It's a good piece.
I mean, I don't think they're skimping on the portions of fish per se. Yeah, I would like another piece or 2 for that money. The curry and mango had like just the right combination of curry and mango flavor. Like, it wasn't too strong. I actually enjoyed that a lot, but I don't know if you can really eat this without the sauce. Like, I would want more seasoning out of it. Pretty good, right?
I had fish and chips in London and on cruises. I think those are the only times I eat fish and chips. I like this better than the cruises and in London.
So this is better than the fish and chips you had in London? Wow.
I mean, I only had like 1 touristy spot in London as well.
This isn't something I typically seek out. Like, for my British viewers watching, how often do you actually eat fish and chips? You know, Gordon Ramsay said that growing up, fish and chips was a big comfort food for him. I mean, he has so many different restaurants and chains, though. I don't know how much he had to do with this. Like, I wonder if this was on Kitchen Nightmares, what would he say about the spot?
And then be like, surprise, this is actually your own restaurant. I was so confused the first time I ever ate fish and chips. I got it, I'm like, wait, where are my chips?
You thought it'd be potato chips.
So, yeah, a long time ago. This was like, I don't know, 20 years ago.
Fries are crispy.
McDonald's fries are better.
Where are you from? Ireland. Ireland, okay. Is this big in Ireland, fish and chips? No. So you're saying no. It's okay. It's okay. That's what I was thinking too.
Sometimes British fish and chips are rotten. Depends what fish they use.
Yeah.
The best fish is obviously cod, and that's cod.
So it is good quality fish at least.
It is very good.
You know, New York really isn't that much of like a celebrity, gimmicky restaurant kind of town. Do you agree with that? Like, do you think if more of these popped up, people would go or they wouldn't care?
You know, Times Square is teeming with people, so they'll have people come. But if you want celebrity restaurants, you could go to Vegas for that.
I mean, Gordon Ramsay has a couple spots in Vegas. He has, I think, 2 restaurants in Atlantic City. I guess for him, this isn't that big of a deal, but I can't wholeheartedly recommend my viewers come here if they want authentic fish and chips. Seeing Gordon Ramsay's cutout outside, that is going to be familiar for some people. It's like going to the Olive Garden in Times Square.
Which is the worst. That's the worst restaurant in Times Square, in New York, in my opinion.
John, thanks for spending $50 on this. All I could say is I would have gotten 5 Chipotle bowls, man, if it's up to me.
$47.85. You gotta get it right.
I'm gonna get a refill on this drink at the fountain to make it worth it. But yeah, when we went to Vegas, it was like Ramsay territory all over. I do prefer this over fish fillet from McDonald's.
How much would you be comfortable spending for this meal, for one of that?
$10.
So you're saying for you it's a value thing. If this was $9.99, you'd say, okay, it's fast food, it's Times Square, I can deal with it.
I would, and it's fish. And it's interesting that you said it's somewhat gimmicky, and Times Square is perfect for that.
Yeah.
That's why all the scammers are here.
Are you calling Gordon Ramsay a scammer?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying they happen to be here.
It is.
Oh, it is.
I guess what gave you the motivation to come here in New York? I'm wondering.
I've been to this one before, but it's
Okay.
really good.
What do you think about it? The fish and chips? It's good? You like it?
Is it authentic enough?
You know, while I didn't love Gordon Ramsay's fish and chips, I actually am curious to try Hell's Kitchen in Las Vegas because I've heard you have to make a reservation like weeks in advance.
When we went to Vegas, I think everywhere you needed to have a reservation, which was like crazy because in New York you could just kind of go in.
You just pop in usually, yeah.
It's just so different.
What I find interesting is people just like stop here and take photos. Gordon Ramsay is the attraction. If this was just London fish and chips, no one would be here. So, celebrity selves. I gotta say, Times Square is hopping right now. Like, tourism is back in full swing. Now, this is something that typically has celebrities that I highly endorse. We've got Carlo's Bake Shop, which was made world famous on the TLC show Cake Boss, which aired for 9 seasons. And Buddy Velostro's got 12 of these nationwide, with the original being in Hoboken, New Jersey. And apparently that's turned Hoboken into a destination by itself. Now it does have a lowly 2.6 stars on Yelp. All right, let's check it out, shall we? To you.
Thank you.
Oh, there he is.
Oh.
Busy with these spots and the cardboard cutouts. I get one of Buddy's box. Thank you.
Ooh.
Both of the celebrity spots, they get a 10 out of 10 for branding. This would look nice if you brought it home as a gift. Yeah, I just saw your face, $34.95 for these 6 items.
We gotta get a second job.
I need a second job to afford this video. You're absolutely right. You know, I don't eat enough cannolis for someone that lives in the city with such a big Italian-American population. But I have to say that at least it's big enough. All right, let's try this. Let's take a bite. The words that come to mind are not bad. This would be a good cannoli at some tourist trap in Little Italy. Like, not the best one I've ever had in my life.
First word that came to mind is it tastes nice. I learned that you don't want to be described as nice whenever someone describes you.
You're saying they're not taking risks.
Correct. It's good. It's cooling, you know, on a hot day like this.
The exterior should be a little crumblier. I mean, I don't know how long these have been sitting there. A cannoli's $5.95.
Wow.
It's funny because I've walked by this place so many times and I'm always like, no, it looks kind of gimmicky. I don't want to try it. I'm not saying it's bad. I think nice is the right word.
Yeah, and the fact that it's right next to the port already doesn't help to a local New Yorker.
My viewers out there that have went to the original Carlo's in Hoboken and tried this one, did you notice a difference? I grew up in a town with a lot of Italians. I grew up eating cannolis. So this is just mediocre.
Mediocre average is pretty good for a touristy area. Is this a national chain or a global chain?
They opened one here, now there's 12 nationally. So it started as a family-owned business and then it's gone national.
We were asking why would tourists go to Gordon Ramsay? Why would someone from UK come to New York and visit Gordon Ramsay? I think when you're away from home, you miss the food that you've been eating.
When I leave New York, I'm not eating pizza anywhere else. Unless it's Italy. Unless it's Italy, then I will.
Right.
We've got a lobster tail, which is super Italian-American.
John told us, oh, we're gonna eat lobster tails today, and I was like, that sounds awesome. Let me Google it. I Googled it, and then I was like, this is not a lobster tail. I would prefer the real thing, John. Maybe next time.
You had your fish, you had your cod. Let's give us a bite. Try it.
The exterior is much more crunchier than I thought. The inside is cooling.
The cream filling in the middle is actually pretty comforting. I like the flavor of it, but the exterior, it's just, I think it's too crunchy for this. Like it needs to be a little softer. I think if you ordered enough items here, you probably would find a couple that were solid, but I don't know if they had an off day or they just don't do cannolis and lobster tails well, but
It's all right, but I prefer my other desserts more.
we're gonna see how the Cake Boss does cake. I could be a chocolate fudge cake slice. This is interesting.
Oh wow, it's so packaged.
So packaged. $10 slice of cake.
I've never seen a cake packaged like this.
It's so funny.
You guys are getting married soon. You know, if this is good, would you consider getting your wedding cake from the cake boss.
Oh, man.
No, we already have a cake.
Yeah, that's why. That's why.
Cheers.
Yeah, it's actually not bad.
It's so rich.
It's rich, but I was afraid that it might be overly sweet, and it wasn't. I think I'll prefer this over the cannoli, actually.
I like the lobster tail the most.
I've definitely had more chocolate cake in my life than lobster tails and cannolis combined, so let me see. I would definitely take this cake over the other two. Thinking that was like what the show was really big on, I'm kind of not surprised. Their cake would be decent, got a reputation to uphold. I don't know, if you're traveling with friends or family and they're a huge fan of a cake boss, maybe you come in for something. But Italian pastries, you guys said it first, Venero's in the East Village is what I would send people. I'd say this is better than a supermarket cake, maybe. Maybe.
As you can see, eating in Times Square is not the most healthy place for your food.
I feel like Times Square is just a mini Vegas strip. I said it to Norma Helly, Vegas YouTuber, and she covers a lot of these chain restaurants out in Vegas. We were walking by, I'm like, yeah, I get those vibes completely. If you're gonna be visiting Times Square, you're probably curious if certain popular attractions are tourist traps or not. In this video, we find out. Head here next.